Hey, how's it going? Ben here. I'm gonna do some work on my new GOC Vajra today. I picked this up with the last drop of Vajras. You can tell just by looking at it that the finish on this thing is immaculate. It is beautiful. It is awesome. And I'm swapping out these Paragon 2 pickups for a set of Auroratone Chimera pickups. Now, I am a GOC artist. I'm also an Auroratone artist. So it's gonna be cool to do a swap right off the bat. Is there anything wrong with these pickups? No, these pickups are actually awesome. I like them quite a bit. I did record a full track with them. They sound great. However, I'm high maintenance. I like very specific things, and these pickups are they're pretty cool. I've been wanting to check out the Chimeras for a while. So I'm gonna pop them into this beautiful Vajra. If you don't know GOC guitars, make sure you check them out, because before I get into it, I'm gonna just highlight a few really cool things about this guitar. Obviously, it's a headless guitar. Surprise. That is pretty striking. It stands out. The next thing that stands out right away is probably this beautiful finish. It is awesome. It is beautiful. These guitars are really well made. Lumen lays. GOC has kind of come to be known for making a lot of cool modern features, and they continue to innovate. So when I went to switch the pickups in this, I noticed there's something a little bit different, and it's actually on the back of the guitar. Something that stood out to me. There's a couple things. First of all, there's this new neck joint that they've got, and it is just super clean, super stable. It feels awesome in hand. Yeah, I think it's called the Mod 40. I might have to check that. I'm not good at remembering numbers and things, but it is an awesome neck joint. It fits super snug. Everything fits super snug. The finish is great. There's also a battery pack in the back. If you didn't know this about GOC guitars, they're all passive pickups, but they come with a pre-loaded battery cavity, which is really helpful because they know modern guitarists often like active pickups, so they put that in their guitars ready to go. And the thing that I want to talk about right now is these little screws back here. See, keeping in line with building a guitar that is great to mod and great to do your own little tweaks to, just like with the battery pack at the back, they know that you might switch things out. And so this is actually a new pickup mounting system that I haven't seen before. I'm not the most well-versed in all guitars. I have a lot of guitars. I've never seen this pickup mounting system before. The way these work, it's actually all you need is an Allen key. And if you can see right there, you just put it in there, and you unscrew it, and the pickups come up at the top. That is really clever. I really like it. It works really well. I've already taken the screws out to make sure they fit. They fit, so I'm pretty excited about it. And when I was talking to the guys at GOC, I was like, hey, why'd you do this? Because at first I was a little worried. I'm like, what if this isn't like a universal mount system? It works totally fine. If you have normal pickups, they should be able to work. But they said A, for ease of access of changing pickups, which is great. They know their customer base. And B, the guy kind of laughed and he was like, well, it's to prevent people from, when they change pickups, from drilling through the back of their guitar, because these are very thin guitars, and that is possible. And I laughed, and he thought I was kind of like mocking that people would do that. He's like, you'd be surprised. I'm like, no, I actually wouldn't, because if you guys have followed my channel at all, you know that I had my first GOC was this beautiful 8-string Satya. Oh, what a beast. And as you can tell, I've done lots of mods to it, right? I like to mod my guitars. But I laughed because when I first put my Fishmans on here, I literally did exactly that. You can see there's little dots right there, right there, right there, and right there, where I've actually literally done that, where I've drilled through and I had to like take a file and file that down. So good on GOC for seeing that in their customer base. So today, what are we doing? We are just doing a simple pickup swap. Pretty often, I'll do something a little more complicated. I'll do coil taps. In that 8-string I just showed you, I've got the Fishman Abassi set that is done to Tosin Abassi specs with his changing, and it is a pain to solder. I'm not a great solderer at all. I'm not super handy. So this, and in my Illumina that has my signature Colossus pickups in it, again, there's a lot of coil swapping and stuff with like a 5-way. I'm not doing any of that today, so this should be a pretty simple one. I'm actually excited to be able to use some of the GOC wiring that's already in there, because their solders are way cleaner and way nicer than mine, so I don't have to redo the whole thing, because all I'm doing is popping these out, putting these pickups in here, and they are beautiful and they sound cool, and I'm excited about it. And I'll probably switch this knob for another knob I've got floating around. So that's gonna be it. Should be a pretty simple solder job. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm filming upstairs in my house because there's really good lighting here. Most of my videos are done in my basement, and anything with soldering, especially with me, because I'm kind of not good at this sort of thing, I need to see, because if I don't see, it will fall apart. So I'm gonna flip the camera around, do some time lapse, and we're gonna get this thing going. Oh man, this finish is awesome in this light. Isn't this finish awesome? GOC guitars, they're just, oh, they're killing. Also, this guitar, super light. It is so light. My other 7-string is like twice the weight, mostly because the trem. But yeah, my other 7-string GOC, my 7-string Ivan has weighs as much as like both of them combined, but this guitar, this is something cool. All right, let's get to work. So that is the full switch over. I switched the knob too, took this one off. I like the more modern vibes for the modern guitars. Did the whole thing there. You'll notice that when I moved to the actual soldering parts, the time lapse kind of doesn't happen anymore. That's because I had to get up to take a phone call, and I used my phone to film, and then when I went to press play, instead of pressing time lapse, I pressed slow motion. So there is now slow motion evidence of how bad I am at soldering. And let me tell you something, I'm not great at it. That said, it was still really easy to set this up. And if you're bad at soldering like me, all that means is you need more practice. And the good part about being bad at soldering is you will get more practice, because if you're bad at soldering, you have to redo a lot of things. I'm pretty confident that as much as these aren't pretty solders, this will work fine, but every other build I've done, I've had to resolder a bunch of things because I'm not very good at it. I'm getting better at it. That said, that's not the guitar's fault, that's not the pickup's fault. This system here, super easy to work with. It did take me a second to figure out just like angle-wise and with the camera and where I should be putting my hands, but super easy to pop the pickups in. Like, love that system, awesome. The GOC always leaves a good amount of space in here, so it's not really tight. This is the first time I've been actually able to utilize that space, because every other time I'm adding other things, different pots, kill switches, stuff like that. So this is gonna be great. So I'm going to go take this downstairs. Well, actually I'm gonna go to work, but when I get back from work, or when I get back from whatever else I'm doing today, / when my kids are in bed, / maybe tomorrow, depending on what my day looks like, I'm gonna plug this thing up, tune it up, and get it ready to go. But can we just take a minute and just like marvel at how pretty this thing